The Lockheed Senior 71 Blackbird, operated by the United States Air Force, is famous for its Mach 3 plus speed and strategic reconnaissance capability. In 2013, Lockheed executive Robert Weiss generated a lot of excitement when he seemingly indicated to Aviation Week that the defense manufacturer was developing a hypersonic aircraft and invoked the legendary SR-71 Blackbird spy plane by dubbing it the SR-72. The high-speed SR-72 aircraft is thought to be the successor to Lockheed Martin's Senior 71 Blackbird. Since then, SR-72 is colloquially referred to as son of Blackbird. The SR-72 is essentially new hypersonic demonstrator aircraft to be developed by Lockheed Martin under its Skunk Works or Advanced Development Programs, to meet the requirements of the United States Air Force USAF. In this video, International Updates analyses how the hypersonic Lockheed Senior 72, touted to be son of Blackbird SR-71, could change the rules of aerial engagement in the coming days. Let's get into the details. The SR-71 was designed for flight at over Mach 3 and gather intelligence. The Blackbird unique SR designation stood for strategic reconnaissance. The SR-71 had three unique features that made it almost invulnerable. 1. The SR-71 was designed to minimize its radar cross-section. The design was an early attempt at achieving a stealth profile. It was painted dark blue, almost black, to increase the emission of internal heat and to act as camouflage against the night sky. The dark color led to the aircraft being nicknamed Blackbird. In most situations, the radar stations were too late to detect it. 2. The capability to fly at a sustained speed of Mach 3.2. This enabled it to outrun SAM's surface-to-air missiles of that era. The speed is also faster than the Soviet Union's fastest interceptor, the Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-25. 3. SR-71 could reach extremely high altitudes. It had a service ceiling of 85,000 feet, 26,000 m. Because of the service ceiling, SAMs were not able to follow it as they will be out of thrust. MiG-25 was also not able to reach this kind of altitude. The combination of these three factors made sure that no SR-71 was ever shot down by an enemy through it had flown inside the enemy territories repeatedly and penetrated deep inside. The Blackbird was retired as spy satellites and stealthy long-endurance drones like the RQ-170 came to the fore. These were more suited for discreetly monitoring the area of interest. In 2018, at a science convention, Lockheed Vice President Jack O'Lanian stated, without the digital transformation of three-dimension design technology, the aircraft you see there could not have been made. In fact, 5 years ago, it could not have been made. Since then, a lot of isolated new reports point to the fact Lockheed Martin might be up to something. Later, Executive Vice President Orlando Carvalho clarified and said to Flight Global, "I can tell you unequivocally that the SR-72 has not been built," claiming O'Lanian's quotes had been taken out of context. It is unclear what to make out of these statements, but deep down we all know that the most impressive military techs are the best kept secret, and these techs don't come in news. Countries like Russia, China have been developing sophisticated layered air defense. These systems are difficult for traditional aircraft and missiles to penetrate. It is also clear that current long-range drones are sitting ducks for decent air defense systems. For example, on June 20, 2019, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps IRGC shot down a United States RQ-4A Global Hawk BAMSD surveillance drone with a surface-to-air missile. This is where the hypersonic platform comes in. Their extreme speed and ability to fly in unpredictable paths give them a high probability of penetrating the air defenses. They will be very hard to track, let alone intercept. So, technically, hypersonic platforms are the answer to anti-access area denial. A2AD capability being fielded by near-peer rivals. An object is said to be hypersonic once they exceed speeds of Mach 5, that is 5 times the speed of sound. This is about 1,715 meters per second or 3,836 mph or 6,174 kilometers per hour. The SR-71 was powered by two Pratt & Whitney J58 axial flow turbojet engines. It was capable of producing a static thrust of 32,500 pound forces or 145 kilonewtons. The innovative part was that at lower speeds, the turbojet provided most of the power, while at higher speeds, the engine largely ceased to provide thrust and the afterburner did the work. Orlando Carvalho, the executive vice president of aeronautics at Lockheed Martin, during an aerospace exhibition in Fort Worth stated, "Although I can go into specifics, let us just say the Skunk Works team in Palmdale, California, is doubling down on our commitment to speed. He continued, saying hypersonics is like stealth. It is a disruptive technology and will enable various platforms to operate at 2 to 3 times the speed of the Blackbird. Security classification guidance will only allow us to say the speed is greater than Mach 5. As per some reports coming out recently, Lockheed and the firm Aerojet Rocketdyne made a breakthrough by developing a combined cycle engine. The engine includes a turbine for speeds below Mach 3 and a scramjet for hypersonic cruising. The scramjet is an innovation on the ramjet. Ramjet engine can power flight to supersonic speeds, but scramjet can enable the craft to reach hypersonic speeds. These engines have no moving parts and rely on the huge pressures created by fast airflow into the engine to ignite the fuel and generate thrust. The development world on the SR-72 hypersonic aircraft in demonstrator form is thought to have commenced in 2018. It will be an optionally piloted flight research vehicle FRV with a length of approximately 60 feet. It will be equipped with a single, full-scale engine to maneuver for several minutes at a speed of Mach 6. In final form, SR-72 aircraft will have the capability to perform high-speed intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance ISR as well as strike operations. The first flight of the SR-72 demonstrator is anticipated in 2023, while the full-scale aircraft is expected to enter into service by 2030. The important part to note is that while SR-71 was deployed only for reconnaissance, SR-72 will go one step further with the ability to strike an enemy. So, it will have a dual role, and there are some reports that state that it will be armed with hypersonic weapons. SR-72 proponents argue that the survivability of an aircraft will depend on speed, as improved layered networked sensors will eventually catch up with current stealth technologies. The thought process again brings speed to the center stage as a means of defense. Hypersonic missiles have not been mastered yet, and there is still some time when they will become mainstream. Hypersonic concept aircraft like SR-72 will be much harder to design. Even if designed, there are other factors. These will be very costly to build and operate. Also, it is to be noted that a hypersonic aircraft like SR-72 will require an entirely new crop of weapons that can be at launch at such high speeds. But if fielded, SR-72 will be a game changer and provide U.S. Air Force an unprecedented edge over rivals. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in comment section below. This will help us improve.